thanks for stopping by. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, or you may be watching the show as well. And if you are, you're on some handheld device, a computer, tablet, whatever. And people can watch it where, Gary?
You can watch us at www.letstalknutrition.com, on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on YouTube at Let's Talk Nutrition, where everything is closed captioned and archived by date. You can also subscribe to our iHeartRadio podcast at iHeartRadio and look for Let's Talk Nutrition.
Subscribe to, say that again now?
Subscribe to our iHeartRadio podcast on iHeartRadio and look for Let's Talk Nutrition, where all the shows are archived.
Explain to the listener what that means.
Okay, if you're familiar with iHeartRadio app, okay, or Alexa or Google, you can say, play Let's Talk Nutrition to Alexa or your Google Assistant through iHeartRadio, and it'll play it.
And where do we rank? iHeartRadio is giant. Where do we rank in terms of nutrition, that nutrition theme? Where do we rank?
Either 4 or 5. It depends, during the week. We're either 4th or 5th up there all the time.
And how many people follow the iHeartRadio, use that iHeartRadio app? Or
over 100 million.
Wow. So we're number 4 or 5?
Yes.
How come we're not number 1?
I don't know. I got to work on it.
Work on it.
Everybody's striving to be number 1. No one gets knocked down from the top, so.
It's all right. There's so many. We were looking for our guest. I don't know what happened, but it's okay. There's much to talk about. And so the lines are always open. Even when there's a guest here, you can come. Visit the show. Call. Right? Whatever you want to do. You want to come into the studio, we'll make arrangements. You're invited. Come and join us and see how we do this.
I got a question about dandruff this time of year.
Yeah. There used to be all kind of dandruff commercials on TV. I haven't seen many. I track commercials. Commercials give you an insight into what's going on in the culture.
Yeah.
Yes.
How to prevent dandruff this time of year.
How to prevent it?
Yeah, because everybody, because of the drying out of being inside.
You know what dandruff is, right?
No, I don't. I have no clue.
What do you think it is? If you had to guess, those white flakes, what do you think those are?
Skin?
Good. Excellent. Move to the front of the class.
Okay. Isn't it also like
it's dead skin.
Well, dead skin, but also like the little buggy things that kind of live on our skin, like eating, and that's where it kind of comes from as well.
It's a skin condition that affects the scalp, and it's a flaking, and as we know, has itches. It's right. Dead skin. It's dry skin. It's dead. It's muerto. There's a more, how can I put it, severe condition of that.
Yes.
Seborrheic dermatitis, it's called. Seborrheic dermatitis. My accent is terrible today. The cause is unclear, but they think there's genetic environmental factors. The condition worsens in winter as who's the writer, who's the caller, who's the listener?
Tim.
It's not due to poor hygiene. People think, well, people don't wash their hair. That's the reason. No. The underlying mechanism involves the overgrowth of skin cells. So there's no known cure. You can treat the symptom. The typical treatment is antifungal cream. Dandruff affects about half of adults.
It's a big topic then.
Yeah.
On top, your head.
Yeah. It usually starts in puberty. Males are more often affected than females, and the rate of dandruff affliction, if you want to call it that, decreases after age 50. And if you go online, they'll show you even a microscopic. They'll blow up a dandruff flake. and it looks like a snowflake, as a matter of fact, when you blow it up. It's, yeah. According to a 2016 study, to Stephen's point, bacteria are more important to dandruff formation than fungi. Bacterial presence was in turn influenced by warm and sebum amount. You can get mixed in. These bacteria can get mixed in with the dead skin, right? So that's an issue. There's shampoos out there. You find them in health stores and regular pharmacy stores, drug stores. These shampoos use a combination of ingredients. I'm not familiar with all those ingredients, but there's even antifungal treatments that they use for it. So I know it's troublesome. Some people they'll take, if your scalp is dry, they'll take olive oil and they'll rub olive oil into their scalp to deal with the dryness. That's an old school, very old school remedy. Olive oil. And olive oil, they say it's good for the hair too. So I don't know. I'm just saying. Anything else you have for me?
That was it. They had a
catch me off guard, man. It's okay.
Well, we're speaking about the head. This time of year, especially, it gets colder. People start wearing hats and things like that.
Yeah,
lice is an issue as well.
I know, and the youngsters at school, man.
Oh, yes, I've had to deal with that in the past couple of months.
It's terrible, isn't it? And the children get so humiliated.
It's strange that they do feel very like they kind of whisper to you, like.
It's embarrassing, man.
Yeah, and it's just an odd thing that the kids get very embarrassed about. But that's
Absolutely.
something to worry about because kids like switching hats or sharing headphones or things like that.
I remember I had a case of it from school.
Oh, yeah, I had it once or twice too.
My mom had to get the comb with that blue gook.
Yeah,
right.
I started putting hair gel in the kids. I was like, I don't care if you want your hair spiked or mohawked. We're putting hair gel in it, and it cut back on it.
And a tea tree oil, which is more of a natural product. That's something that's supposed to help keep the lice away, or the eggs at least, or whatnot. So that's something to think about.
By the way, going back to dandruff, not shampooing often enough is an issue. If you don't regularly wash your hair, oils and skin cells from your scalp will build up, causing the dandruff. So there is a hygiene issue involved. A yeast-like fungus, Malassezia, I can't even pronounce it, lives on the scalp of most adults. It's spelled Malassezia. But for some, it irritates the scalp and can cause more skin cells to grow. So you're not altogether wrong in what you said, Stephen. The extra skin cells die off and making them appear white and flaky in your hair and on your clothes. Malassezia irritates some scalps, and they don't know why. So, the flakes from dry skin are regularly smaller and less oily than those from other causes of dandruff. So, it's an issue. It's an issue. Half the population. That's a lot of people, man.
That's a big topic. That's a
lot of people. So we're here to learn, as I always say. And there's an emergent quality to the show. Even though I come in prepared to talk about certain things, if other things come up, I'll deal with them. And that's sort of the nature of human communication. That emergent dimension. That's usually where all the good stuff is. I like it. Let's talk nutrition, coast to coast and globally.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Bodyfigure's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. To Let's Talk Nutrition. It turns out that for some reason, in our evolutionary journey, we naturally selected for a lot of things, and what has happened is, I talked about this a couple of months ago. There are certain parts of our biology, anatomy, our physiology that are vulnerable to disease. The endothelium, the lining of the arteries, seems to be prone to damage and to atherosclerosis. Okay, just hold that thought for a second, and then I'm going to come back to that, and you'll see how it ties in with the story that I want to share with you regarding young women, and they're apparently, and I'm sort of intrigued by this and don't know why this would be the case, but heart attacks are increasingly becoming more common in young women. You say, well, why would that be? We're talking about gender here. The research is finding this sort of worrisome trend in the incidence of heart attacks in the past several recent decades. These findings indicate that young women are more likely than young men to be hospitalized for heart attack, as well as to develop other cardiometabolic conditions, be like high blood pressure, arrhythmia, whatever. Now, cardiovascular disease, and the language here is to understand the lexicon, the vocabulary is very important, because it gets all messed up and screwed up and people say wrong things. Cardiovascular disease is a term that is like an umbrella term, and it covers different kinds of cardio related conditions that affect the heart or the blood vessels or both. That would include coronary heart disease, stroke, congenital heart defects, peripheral artery disease. Those are examples of specific conditions that would fall under the heading cardiovascular disease. Some people use cardiovascular disease, that phrase, to mean coronary heart disease. They shouldn't do that. Coronary heart disease is a type of cardiovascular disease. So it's important to know what we're talking about. Okay, now that you got that. Cardiovascular disease, which means all these different diseases and conditions of the arteries of the heart, are you ready? Accounts for nearly 1 million deaths a year. It's over 800,000. I'll round it up. That makes it what? It's the leading killer in both men and women in our country. Cardiovascular disease, as a constellation of diseases, has been the leading cause of death since the early part of the 20th century. It has taken more lives than we can count, unfortunately. It is a killer. Make no mistake about it. We are vulnerable to it. Our biology is such that we are vulnerable. I'm not the only person who's made that observation. Turns out now, and this is odd, that there are gender differences, sex differences in the prevalence of some cardiovascular events. An event is something like a heart attack or a stroke, angina, an event. And it seems to be now that the event of a heart attack is becoming more common among women. This is puzzling to me. An established body of work has shown that coronary heart disease is more prevalent among men at any age. But that doesn't mean that women don't get it. There was this myth for a long time that heart disease was a man's disease. That is a bunch of nonsense. Women are dying from heart disease as well. And now it seems that they're having more heart attacks. This is crazy. Heart disease is not a man's disease, I repeat. It is not. It's a person's disease. More recent studies have started to point some alarming trend now that I've been alluding to, and that is this steady linear rise in the number of young women who are dying from coronary heart disease. Why would that be? What has happened in the past several decades to make this happen? What is the essential root cause of this? Some new research presented at the American Heart Association scientific sessions talk to you about atherosclerosis. That's the underlying mechanism of action, disease action for coronary heart disease.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. Killer of women is not breast cancer, it's not uterine cancer, it's heart disease. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. And people have to just get rid of that myth that it's an old man's disease. It is not. It is a human disease. It doesn't discriminate. And there's a disturbing trend. This study, Dr. Arora and Dr. Arora's colleagues did an analysis of data from 1995 to about 2014. And they noticed that during the course of the study, the percent of women having heart attacks went steadily increased from 27% in 1995 to 1999 to 32% in 2010 to 2014. I was right. Man, I don't know how I remembered that. That's a significant. You say, well, that's only like 5 points, percentage point. That's a big deal. The study found that increase was even more substantial in women. Namely, 21% of heart attack hospital admissions were attributed to young women at the beginning of the study. That jumped to 31%. Wow. Additionally, the research revealed that young women, and I don't know why this is the case, were less likely than young men to receive cardiovascular treatments. I'm not making that up. Such as antiplatelet drugs, beta blockers, coronary angiography, or coronary revascularization. Why would that be? I don't understand that. That's a an unintentional discrimination, right? It's crazy. Finally, young women in the study were at a higher risk of hypertension, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, compared with young men. The study's lead author, as I said, Dr. Arora, said that, quote, cardiac disease is sometimes considered an old man's disease. Oh, here you go. But the trajectory of heart attacks among young people is going the wrong way. It's actually going up for young women, close quote. This is concerning, Dr. Arora said. It is concerning. It tells us we need to focus more attention on this population. Of course we do. The way men and women present with heart attacks is different. This is important to know. Women are more likely to present with atypical symptoms of a heart attack. So sometimes a woman could be having a heart attack, not displaying these sort of classic signs, and people not knowing she's having a heart attack and can be missed. And I have talked about this on the show in the past. And so, again, we have to be paying attention to this trend. here's the point, and as fate would have it, I'm writing 2 papers right now, one on hypertension and one on atherosclerosis. The title for the atherosclerosis paper is Atherosclerosis, a Lethal Cardiovascular-Related Killer. That's the title of the paper. And I write, atherosclerosis is a stealth-like, non-discriminating, lethal cardiovascular-related killer. Epidemiologically speaking, atherosclerosis, it's sometimes called atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, is recognized as the leading cause of death and disability around the world. Around the world, notwithstanding medical advances on how to prevent and treat atherosclerosis. Coronary heart disease, ischemic stroke, and peripheral artery vascular disease are reported as the primary clinical manifestations or medical conditions associated with atherosclerosis. So atherosclerosis is this mechanism of pathogenic mechanism of action for cardiovascular disease of certain types, coronary heart disease, ischemic stroke, and peripheral artery disease. Atherosclerosis is not something that happens late in life. This starts as early as age 10. As age 10. And now that we have this obesity epidemic among these youngsters, it's even worse, where the fatty streaks start to form. And they're starting to identify these in kids. We have, believe this or not, we have adolescents that are on hypertensive medications. They have high blood pressure. These are kids with high blood pressure because their arteries are being diseased. By what? By the food that they're eating. Food has consequences. And what I find so paradoxical and ironic, and I'm not against the treatment, they have a battery of drugs to give to people that have coronary artery disease. And I understand that. I get it. But how about going back to the primary cause? Oftentimes, there are modifiable and non-modifiable risk factors. There's a bunch of them. But there are 3 or 4 major ones. Smoking, diet, diabetes, high blood pressure. Those are really taking a toll in terms of causing coronary heart disease. Those things that I just mentioned contribute to atherosclerosis. There are a number of risk factors for atherosclerosis. We don't know the etiology of atherosclerosis, meaning the cause. We don't know the exact etiology. We do know the risk factors for atherosclerosis. It is the bane of human existence. Atherosclerosis is a killer, just like I called it. It's a cardiovascular-related killer. And it's taking people out every single day like nobody's business. Let me give you just a little peek into that. Coronary heart disease, which is caused by atherosclerosis, is the most frequently occurring cardiovascular consequence of atherosclerosis. Takes lives.
Sports injury flaring up. Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return. I have the LTN health question of the day. You can win a $25 gift card with the right answer. True or false? An estimated 92.1 million U.S. adults have at least one type of cardiovascular disease. Is that true or false? If you have the right answer, you're going to win a $25 supplement gift card for Thanksgiving.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Remember what I said. That phrase, cardiovascular disease, represents a constellation of diseases. It can be heart disease. It can be peripheral artery disease. It can be stroke. It can be stroke is an event. It can be arrhythmia. It can be angina. It can be some sort of congenital disease. It's a whole constellation of them. There's a bunch of them. Let me give you a hint to the answer. Experts are predicting that by 2030, that's around the bend here, almost 44% of the population, adult population in this country, is going to have some form of cardiovascular disease. That knocks me out. Think about that. We're going to be approaching almost 50%. Now, that's not an accident. It's correlated with what? The obesity epidemic. And why so? Because of the way people are eating. They're eating a pathogenic arteriosclerotic diet is what they're eating. I'm just saying. So, is it true that an estimated 92.1 million people in our country, adults, have at least one type of cardiovascular disease? Give me the right answer. I want to give you the $25 supplement gift card.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Bill, welcome to the show and happy Thanksgiving.
This doesn't surprise me at all, Doctor. I live from a junior high school. Now, mind you, a junior high school, not a college or a high school. In particular, you will notice the girls, the obesity. It used to be when we were in school, there'd be one heavy set, what we call a heavy set kid, or maybe two at the most. And now you've got classes where 50% of them are overweight. You combine that now with an acceptance, and this isn't going to be very popular with anybody, but there's an acceptance now in society of being heavier. And again, forgive me, but in media and so forth now, there's a lot of heavy set women, and it's being accepted. These are health issues. This isn't about being judgmental of people.
Right.
And also you have a situation where teachers are not allowed to even point out to a parent when the child is obese.
Well, so what happens is we get into a condition called denial, and we start to normalize the unusual or the anomalous. The what is not normal. We start to normalize it because it becomes so prevalent. You'll see this in paintings. During the Baroque period, if you look at some of the paintings during the Baroque period, you will notice that there are a lot of corpulent figures in those paintings. It was not uncommon for people to be overweight and obese during that time. It was reflected even in the art. So there's all kinds of ways beyond lab results from a Smith Klein or someplace. We can see how society changes and accepts things and normalizes, and how norms come about. When I was in school, it was so rare, I mean very rare, to have any youngster be overweight, never mind obese. It was, maybe one in the entire school. Of course, we was a Catholic school and we were small, but nevertheless. And so Bill's right about this. We have seemed to normalize this and accept being overweight or obese. We've accommodated it in our society. Coffins are bigger. The clothes are bigger. The seats in the cars are bigger. On the bus, on the train, everything's bigger except on the airplanes, where they should be bigger, right? You get my point. We're accommodating it, and because there's no choice, oftentimes, because we're not dealing with the problem, and that's how it goes. So your point's well taken, Bill. Still there.
Say is that people, no matter what their blood tests are, they come to me at least once a week and they say, I got my blood work back, everything's perfect. And I am not bound by any laws of anything, the school board or anything. And I will say, look, your blood work was great, your blood pressure is fine, but you've got a risk factor, your weight. Your weight itself is a risk factor.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if all your blood tests came back fine. If you're overweight, people, that is a risk factor for heart disease.
Absolutely.
Not just the clogging of the arteries, but arrhythmias and a variety, a host of things.
Absolutely. And so, as I've been saying for years, the downstream effect, we now have a type 2 diabetes epidemic. Why? Because it's correlated with the obesity epidemic. The obesity epidemic is inspiring so many conditions. It's leading to such metabolic disarray and mayhem that the medical community can hardly keep up, drives doctors crazy. So a cardiologist is trying to treat a patient with heart disease, and the patient is 60, 70, 80 pounds overweight. And you're going to give that patient, you got to give them the statin. That's the last resort. But the doctor knows in the long run that the statin is going to run out on that person, and they're going to die of a heart attack. That's, and I don't mean to be grim and negative, but those are the facts. I appreciate your call, Bill. Thanks for underscoring this important issue. We have normalized what should not be normalized. Let's go to where is that? Abington, Pennsylvania. Charlotte, is it true that an estimated 92.1 million U.S. adults have at least one type of cardiovascular disease?
Yes, it is.
It is true.
I do believe it is.
It is true, and that's according to the government, CDC, and other organizations, American Heart Association and whatnot. And they predict that by 2030, almost 44% of the population will have at least one type of cardiovascular disease. Thank you, Charlotte, for listening. I want to extend, everybody associated with Let's Talk Nutrition extends a happy and healthy Thanksgiving and holiday season to you and your family. Charlotte.
Yes.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. We love you, and we know we're concerned about our health and your health, everybody's health. Your health is your wealth.